Hi, I'm Tiffany Young for IdeateTV, and I'm here with Barbara Kesel, and she is the writer and editor of many comic books. Barbara, how did you get into writing these comic books? How did you get your start?
I started as a theater major, and I did a lot of work building characters, building scenes, constructing character and dialogue and everything like that. Then I had somebody try to kidnap me when I was on the streets in Pomona, and I ended up in a comic book store. A comic book used bookstore, and that became my home base for a couple of years. I became that was the first time I could consistently get new comics, which I'd always loved comics, but they were like this thing I'd find sporadically on road trips. I didn't have a home base store. So suddenly I had one, and I practically lived there, and came in, started complaining about the role of women in some of the comics, and Francis Pfeiffer, who was the co-owner of Pfeiffer's Books Antiques, said, you know, you could write to them. So I did, and I hit the right zone where I wrote in with the right kind of comments and analysis just when Dick Giordano needed another woman in editorial at DC. So that was my quick side entrance into the field.
That was a very quick version of the story, and the rest is history. That's very cool. What kind of advice would you give to girls and women who would aspire to be a writer in comics?
Find a specific voice of your own. A lot of people come into it with an attitude like, oh, I'm writing, so you want to find me. And it's, well, if you're extraordinary, we'll find you. But you need to have your own specific voice, practice, work hard, do the work, be able to bring something to it, always be able to be found, always make your deadlines, take advantage of any networking opportunity or any opportunity where someone will read your work, but no one owes you that. Don't come in with an attitude.
Wow. And what's it like being at Comic-Con? How's this Comic-Con going for you?
It's been very, very warm here. This is a nice mid-sized one. It's nice. I get to hang out and talk to a lot of my fellow pros, talk to a lot of people, have conversations when they come by. It's kind of quiet. I have stuff out here to sell, and I have stuff out here to sell because then those dollars go elsewhere on the floor. I can't pass a booth without picking up something. So I come home with as many new comics and books as I bring. But it's nice to do the panels, talk about what we're doing. It's really fun when you learn something from another pro, learn something you didn't know already, get some kind of new insight into the field, or are able to pass along some of the tricks and the tips that you know that somebody else can hear and go, oh, that just made my life easier.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what's the panel that you're going to be on soon?
Today we're talking with writer-artists, talking about how much trouble it is for the artist to work with the writer and vice versa.
It's very interesting.
Artists, yeah.
Yes, very cool. And anything new that you'd like to talk about today?
Recent thing out. This book is Ryan Otogawa's personal fantasy universe, and he brought me in to script it. And he has put it together as can you see this? He's put it together as we call this a graphic storybook. This is an all ages suitable story that's, again, a fantasy story where we had girl leads before that was fashionable. We've been working on this for a while. So this is volume 1 of what will be 4 or 5. We're inching our way up that. But it's nice when you have somebody with their own universe. I mean, he came to me and said, I'm not able to script this. Can you help me with the script for it? And I helped him figure out where the story was and kind of how to put it together. But we're both juggling this with other full-time work, so, it's like any collaborative process. You find yourself going, can we meet next Tuesday? Oh wait, after Tuesday, I have to be 3 weeks from Thursday. And so it really only needs to take 2 months, but it ends up taking years. So.
See all your hard work on display, and thank you so much for talking to us.
My other new project that I want you to know about is I work for a tech startup it has a new tech, and we're working on producing comics that will be digitally read. You'll see them on your phone or tablet that take advantage of this new technology, which is all I can say. But I'm looking forward to launching this and letting people see what we're up to, probably early next year.
Wow. We're with the times.
So it's a secret project.
Oh, is it secret?
NDA.
I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you where we could find it, but
at some days it feels like I'm saying I'm writing a screenplay. Like this thing doesn't really exist, but it will, and it's good.
That's so cool. Thank you for letting us in on that. We'll have to keep our eyes open.
I'll tell you as soon as it happens.
Thank you so much. Ooh.
The wrestlers have started.
Yes, so there's some noise in the background. There's a whole wrestling match going on, but thank you so much for talking to us.
Now the world is ending, yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Tiffany Young for IdeateTV.